It is Tuesday, January 24th, and SP3, the Oklahoma City Thunder are still the NBA champions. How you doing?
Nothing's changed. Wow, I thought it would
No.
change in 24 hours, but no, the Oklahoma City Thunder are still the NBA champions. And I have to say, one of the more disrespected NBA champions that I've seen in recent memory. Like people were hating on them throughout the season, and then, unlike us who love great basketball and enjoyed the ride while it was happening. Well, mainly because I predicted it would happen, and you're a fan, but still, we enjoy great basketball. We appreciate them, so I don't like the disrespect that's going on here. But I am happy that we can talk more basketball and not pro wrestling. Well, until 11 a.m. when we have a guest.
Alex Caruso is the undisputed ratings drawing what I believe was 2,500 million viewers for Game 7. I think that was the final number for Game 7.
I don't know if 2,500 is an actual number. So maybe you mean 250 million, even though
Nope.
that's a little bit much too. So yeah,
2,500 million was the number. I
gotcha.
saw it.
Hmm.
I saw that factors in the streaming numbers, that factors in
Hmm.
international viewers. It does not factor in those with a VPN though. So once you add the VPN and the illegal streamers who are on,
Yeah,
the
that's me.
Stream East and everything, then we might
Crack
be at,
streams.
yeah, and then we might be at like 500 million, So
Mm.
this is where we're at with these numbers. But at the end of the day, the Oklahoma City Thunder are still the 2025 NBA champions, and it still feels good. I'm still gonna be celebrating. I'm gonna be celebrating. You know, I'm gonna be happy for a little bit. SP3,
Right the
amazing.
way. I love it. I want to see if you can keep the same energy when you're with Joel tomorrow. It's easy. It's
Oh,
easy to be happy with me because I'm happy. First of all, I'm happy for you, and I'm happy for myself for always being right. But it's a little different when you're with Joel, who watches hockey,
yeah.
only
I mean,
hockey.
I mean, like I watch hockey as well, but what didn't
But
have much to
neither of
cheer
your
about.
teams won this year.
No, didn't have much to cheer about
Yeah.
in the hockey. Basketball had plenty to cheer about. I don't care that they're being disrespected. I don't care that Colin Cowherd ranked them as the sixth best team out of the last 7 championships. Oh, you didn't see this? He ranked all
No, I
the
did not.
he ranked the championship teams since 2019, and the Thunder were sixth, only below or only ahead of the 2019 Toronto Raptors. Oh,
Wow,
that's
that's
fine.
outrageous. That
That's
is
like
outrageous. That is outrageous hating. They are
that's
definitely better than the 2023 Denver Nuggets. They're definitely better than the 2022 Golden State Warriors, who are objectively right up there with or right down there with the 2015 Warriors as far as ranking the Warrior championships. It's those two teams are like the weakest. They're definitely better than the Milwaukee Bucks of 2021. Lakers of 2020. I don't know. I don't know about
that
that.
was his number
I don't
one
know.
team, the 2020
But
Lakers.
at least he knows that much ball. I mean, I'll give him credit. I'll give him credit for that. I'll give him credit for that because Bubble AD was a problem. I don't know. I don't know if anybody
Bubble
can mess.
AD knew how to shoot the basketball. That was the
Yeah,
most
he was
absurd
shooting from
run.
three.
Yeah, that was the most absurd run I've ever seen when Anthony Davis all of a sudden became a 50% 3-point shooter.
Bubble AD is a problem. Bubble AD is a problem. So yeah, y'all can hate all y'all want, but I think that the only teams that are on the same level of the Oklahoma City Thunder is the Lakers of 2020 and the Boston Celtics of last year. I think the best comparable is the Boston Celtics of last year. Those are neck and neck with each
See,
other to me.
I don't care where you rank them. I don't care if you want to put an asterisk next to the championship. Whatever. Say what you want about them. That banner's forever. That championship is forever. say they're the worst team of all time. Say they're the most fraudulent championship team of all time. Go for it. Knock yourself out. It doesn't take away that championship. It doesn't take away that banner. We're still the champions. We still won 68 games. We still had a historical point differential and a historical defense. So say they were frauds. Say they didn't run through the competition in the playoffs like they should have because of how great they were in the regular season. Say Ja was hurt and Gordon was injured and Tyrese Halliburton was injured. You can say all those things. Doesn't take away the championship.
You can only face who's in front of you. Those are the teams that are in front of you. Those are the injuries that did happen. It doesn't take away from y'all winning.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't take away the championship, folks. The parade is today. Zach, Zach said he actually apologized for not being able to watch the show today because he was going to be at the parade. I was like, that's a good reason to miss the show, honestly.
That's fair. That is fair. That is fair. And if you watched yesterday's show, then he got the pre-parade ceremonies that we did yesterday. So
he was in the chat yesterday. He was at Game 7. He sent me some photos from Game 7. So Zach, I hope you have a fun time at the parade. He said he was gonna see if there was any swag that he was going to try to send me. So I appreciate Zach. He's a fellow Thunder fan who has also been through a lot of the misery, but now had the title to celebrate. So I haven't mentioned this. I'll mention it now. You know, when I went to Game 6, you know, they got like shirts and everything. Everybody's got like the shirts that they wear. So I have a Pacers. Are you okay?
I was trying to wipe my camera because it says I'm blurry. So all
right.
You'll have to see R-Truth for. There we go.
Oh, that's better.
Yeah.
So I got a Yesers shirt. That's a dumb saying. Like, I think it's kind of stupid.
It is pretty stupid.
Like,
when I saw that from your picture of outside, I was like, Yesers.
Yeah.
Ugh, that's an awful nickname.
Yeah, I think it's kind of dumb, but
yeah,
whatever. I have a gold or yellow Yesers.
What's the Thunder's nickname?
Where's Thunder Up?
Thunder Up?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Lakers have the best nickname. The Lake Show.
What is theirs? A Lake Show?
The Lake Show.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That gave birth when late 90s when we had Kobe, Eddie Jones, Shaq, Nick Van Exel.
See, I like the Showtime Laker. Like, that's a cool name. Showtime.
Yeah,
Lakers.
Showtime Lakers is probably the greatest nickname of all time. I'm talking about but that's only like one period of the Lakers, to be fair. Heatles was pretty stupid, but I got used to it.
Heatles wasn't terrible. I didn't mind Heatles.
It wasn't terrible. It just sounds stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Golden State Warriors never. Well, Splash Brothers. So
they had Splash Brothers. They had Light Years. Yeah.
Light Years. Oh, Light Years.
Yeah,
when was it called that? I missed that.
Oh, that was. I think Bob Myers coined that phrase because he was like, "Oh yeah, we're light years ahead of every other team." Because
see, we've done teammate tier list in our head. We didn't have like an actual tier list for this when we did our teammate ones. I think that was last week or the week before. We need to do team nickname tier list. Bad Boy Pistons.
The Bulls never really had one. It's just like Bulls.
Yeah, Jordan's Bulls. That's the nickname. Bad Boy Pistons, Showtime Lakers. Those are S tier.
Yeah, Showtime Lakers. I do like that team. I don't think like Thunder Up isn't like a nickname of the team. That's just like the slogan. You know, that's what everyone says. They just let's Thunder Up. That's what we say. Yeah. But anyway, my point to this was I have a Yesers shirt for Game 6.
That would be F tier. Yesers.
I'm sending this shirt to our pal Cole Ratrick. That's gonna be his gift from me. So yeah, I'm gonna send that to Cole. I thought I was gonna have to block him, SP3, because he messages me before Game 7, And like I don't know what if he's about to like talk shit or what, because he's a Pacers fan. So he's just like, "How you doing, buddy?" I was like, I got to be diplomatic and be like, "I'm good." That's not the truth at all, but I'm good. I was like, "How are you?" Like, he's like, "I miss you." I was like, "I miss you as well." And we had very nice pleasantry exchanges. But I thought that could go a different way if he was gonna message me.
He's like, it could go either way.
Yeah.
It can go either way here.
Yeah, I was like, oh Cole, I don't want to block you, but I might have to block you. People gotta learn. I muted Aaron Mercer, who I love. Aaron's been on the show before, but I had to mute him because he messaged me after Game 6. I was like, nah, don't do that, Aaron. I think people want to have like people who don't know, like they want to have like maybe like a basketball conversation with me. And he's like, "Oh, what happened to the Thunder like in Game 6?" I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to talk about it. Shut up. What do you mean what happened to them? They sucked. They didn't play well. They turned the ball over too much, and the Pacers hit everything from 3. That's what happened to them. I don't want to have a basketball conversation right now. I want to be angry. So don't message me.
They don't want to. You don't want to talk nuance with them.
No.
You just want to be upset.
Yeah. Like you got to give me 24 hours to be upset. After that, then maybe we can talk a little basketball of like what went wrong. But you got to give me 24 hours to at least be upset. So yeah, I've had to block and mute a lot of people.
I just want to know what's up with these. Well, I feel like the Knicks fans are spreading an epidemic among NBA fans because I've been hearing quite a few people say that the Knicks are going to win next year's championship.
I don't know. I don't like Knicks fans.
I mean, I've been on record here and said that the worst fan base in basketball, worst fan base in New York sports, and worst fan base in all of sports.
I don't like fans of teams that want to like take credit or take joy in other teams losing.
Yes.
Like that. Like celebrating Halliburton's injury or celebrating the Pacers losing. I think that you say it, SP3, like it's loser behavior when you celebrate another team losing. That beat you. Like they beat you.
Exactly. like I there's one I totally understand if your team's out of the race hating on another team. Like I was notorious when the Lakers were down bad in the early like 2012 through like 2016, 2015, or no, like from 2011 to like when we lost in the second round to Dallas. I was very much, when it came to the NBA finals, in a lose-lose situation because I didn't like Dallas because of the way they beat us, but also I didn't want to see the Heatles win. I hated the Heatles. Heatles is probably one of my most hated teams because I didn't like how it went down. I didn't like how LeBron did the whole decision. So I totally understand that. But that's why I was in a lose-lose situation, because I didn't want to root for the team that beat us. It took me a while to develop that type of mentality of I'd rather lose to the NBA champions. I think it was that championship in particular of Dallas Mavericks then winning the championship that made me go, it's actually not that bad knowing that the team that beat us became the NBA champions. It didn't matter who we were. It didn't have to be us. It didn't matter who it was going to be. Everybody was going to lose to Dallas because they won the championship. I have that type of mentality. It took years to develop that. Knicks fans will never develop that. They literally hate the Pacers. Like I've heard Knicks fans say they wanted to see the Pacers lose in 3.
I respect wanting a team to lose in three. I have to respect that. But I don't understand it. So when the Avs lost in the first round to Dallas, and it was a terrible loss. They collapsed. It was just bad. I wasn't going on and like celebrating Dallas losing in the Western Conference Finals or when Miko no-showed certain games, like, oh, look, this is what they paid for, the guy who's inconsistent in the playoffs, blah blah blah. Like, I saw so many Avs fans on my timeline just like talk about, oh, Dallas is a fraud team, they're beating the Jets, who are also a fraud. It's like, they beat us, like, just don't watch the games. That's what I did. I just wasn't gonna watch the games. I wasn't gonna put myself through that. Like, just, they beat us. What good is celebrating them losing? They still beat us. It doesn't change that fact. They still they still ended our season. Okay, cool, their season's over. Like, am I happy that Dallas like didn't win a cup? Yes, I will say that. Like, oh, good, at least they didn't win the Stanley Cup, because that would have sucked. But that, that's a rivalry. I'm kind of in the same mind of you. Like, if it's not a rivalry, I'm okay with like losing to the team that goes on to win the whole thing. But yeah, I'm not celebrating that Dallas is playing bad or that they lost, because they still beat us.
And it's also the fact that the Knicks fans celebrate their team that beat them losing probably as much as some teams celebrate going to the NBA Finals. They don't. There's no range of this is the appropriate celebration for what I'm celebrating with Knicks fans. It's just non-existent. They celebrate winning in the first round like it's the NBA championship. They celebrate winning in the second round and going to the conference finals like they won a war. Kind of a iffy time to be doing that, but hey. And then that's why I said I can only imagine what would have happened if they made this to the NBA Finals. They had people climbing on street signs and billboards when they went to the conference finals. What would have happened if they went to the NBA Finals? What would have happened if they won the championship? Knicks fans don't know how to act, so they don't deserve any type of happiness. Quote me on that.
If we face the Knicks in the finals, I think that's a wrap in 5. I really think that would have been a wrap in 5. Like, the Knicks would have gotten one at MSG just because, sure. That team didn't scare me at all, honestly. Like, I was way more concerned about the Pacers because, one, they felt like a team of destiny. 2, their defense had been much better in the playoffs. Their offense had already been great. Like, Halliburton doesn't turn the ball over, and obviously OKC thrives off turn. Like, I was like, oh yeah, the Pacers are actually a tough matchup. If we had played the Knicks, I wasn't worried about Jalen Brunson and his ISO offense. Lou Dort would have had him in hell all series. Karl Anthony Towns, wasn't all that worried about him. I think our offense would have just picked that defense apart and just picked on Brunson, much like the Pacers did, and our defense would have been in hell against the OKC defense. I think that would have been over in 5, honestly. The Pacers definitely, rightfully so, scared me, and there's reason it went 7. Will saying, I think hating on a team so you cheer for them to lose is fair, but cheering for an injury is extremely lame. I don't think anybody should be cheering for an injury. Like, it's fine if you want to, like, the team that beat you, if you don't want to see them succeed and you're happy that they lose, like, okay, I get that. But I don't like when Knicks fans are like, oh, see, the Pacers deserved this to lose. Oh, see, this is they failed and they're celebrating again like the loss like they won. No, they still beat you. Like, they still beat you. Like, you didn't win anything. You still lost. If you want to like be happy that they're not winning, cool. Like, haha, Pacers lost. Like, go, you don't have to say go Thunder, but like, oh, cool. But don't celebrate it like your team won. That's what too many Knicks fans did when the Pacers lost. It was celebrating like the Knicks had just won a championship. No, y'all didn't win a championship. Y'all lost to that team. Yeah, you lost to that team. Like, what are you talking about?
And the fact that there's actual Knicks fans, and it's rubbed off where I've seen like very famous Laker fan O'Shea Jackson say he thinks the Knicks are gonna win the championship next year, and I'm like, have all
They
y'all
don't
been
have a
taking drugs?
coach.
Exactly, like y'all, they don't have a coach, and they've interviewed Micah Brown and Taylor Jenkins for the role. Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? How did you watch that Pacers series and see them? They can get picked apart on defense. Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns, their best two players. Then they let go of the coach that led them to the conference finals, and they failed 5 times by calling 5 different teams to get an interview with a new head coach, and they failed 5 times. How do you then turn around and say they're the favorite to win the NBA championship? I don't care. Yes, they can be the favorite to win the Eastern Conference. That's fine and dandy, because the Eastern Conference, we saw 3 different main players go down with Achilles tears from the Eastern Conference. Totally understand that. But to tell me then they're going to win the NBA championship and beat that Oklahoma City Thunder team that has 15 players on their roster that's going to be on next year's roster, to be the Houston Rockets, who just got the second place, have a young core, one of the best defenses in the NBA, and just added one of the greatest scorers of all time. What are we talking about? What are y'all smoking? I've been sober and I haven't smoked since I've been out in the UK. I want to know what this new drug that y'all are smoking that are making you believe the New York Knicks are going to win the NBA championship right now. Like, oh, I will say this is up for change. If they make moves and they get a good coach for the in the offseason, they make a couple of moves to shore up their defense, then sure, then we can make the argument. But how are you saying it on the day after the Oklahoma City Thunder did what they did and know that they're coming back with most of the same roster? How is not the whole entire NBA world being like, yeah, the Thunder have to be the favorite to win next year because they just won this year. They have Chet's gonna get better. J-Dub hasn't hit his prime yet. He's gonna get better. Shea is in his prime and he's one of the best players in the league. They have the number 15 pick on Thursday in the NBA draft. This is just ridiculous. Some of y'all should not be talking about basketball. That's what I've come to realization. Y'all should stop talking about basketball because y'all are so delusional. How do you watch the New York Knicks? I've been alive for 37 years. How do you watch the New York Knicks over the last 37 years and tell me they're not going to do something to screw it up? They've been screwing up for my whole duration. My mom, who, God bless her soul, she's a grandmother of 4 or 5 kids. She was like 13 years old when the New York Knicks won the NBA championship in 1973. What are we talking about?
Good on the Knicks fans for believing. Good on them. Honestly, they should believe. I don't know why they believe, but they should.
Single blue note. He said it. He said it almost right. He said the Knicks fans have main character energy ? No, they have toxic main character energy. That's the only word you needed to add. They have toxic main character energy. They think they the main characters. They think they the favorites to win every season. And the little bit of success that they've had over the last couple of years has gone to their head. And they think, oh, next step, we're going to the NBA Finals. Oh, it's a wrap now. It's a wrap now.
The East is pretty open. Like, that's factual. It is. But the way we've seen the playoffs shake out the last few years, like literally the last like 7 years where we've had 7 different champions, I don't know why anybody, like, I don't feel that confident as a Thunder fan going back to back. I feel good about our chances, but it's tough to win back-to-back championships. You don't know what's going to happen. I thought Boston was going to do it. Tatum got hurt. The Bucks looked poised for a good shot at repeating. Middleton got hurt. Denver looked like they were in a good position. They blew a 20-point lead at home in Game 7. Like, it's so tough to repeat. I don't feel great about OKC's chances of like, yeah, this is a definite. Like, I'm saying this not even as a pessimistic fan. Everyone knows I'm riding high right now. I'm saying this as it's really tough to repeat. It's so difficult to do that. And the Knicks just made the conference finals, and yeah, the Eastern Conference looks kind of open, but you don't know what's going to happen. They are, God forbid, a Jalen Brunson injury away from having no offense. Like, nothing. They are Jalen Brunson injury away from scoring about 50 points per game, because I don't know who's carrying that offense without Brunson. Bridges, good player. Towns, good player. OG Anunoby, good player. Like, they got good players. They got no real creator if Brunson is not there. They don't have a coach. Who's their coach? They literally don't have one. I don't know who's going to get installed there. If it's Mike Brown, I don't feel good about Mike Brown leading a team to the finals. Sorry.
I don't feel good about Taylor Jenkins leading a team to the NBA Finals right now. Like,
yeah. Oh, Matthew's saying if Shea got hurt, OKC has no one that consistently scores either. That's not true at all. The offense at times looked better. Keep in mind, this is regular season. Playoffs, different animal. The offense, even in the playoffs though, at times looked better without Shea. Because the ball moves more without Shea.
Exactly. Because Shea, for as great of a scorer he is, he has some flaws as a playmaker. And I feel
he
like
was great
with
in
Shea,
Game 7.
Yeah, he was great in Game 7, but I'm saying overall he has some flaws as a playmaker. And I think that we're going to see, like I said, Chet Holmgren is going to get better next year. And I feel like with Shea off the court, even if Shea's not there, Chet Holmgren can basically take the next step in offensively. In my opinion, I think that he's going to improve over the offseason. He's going to get better offensively. And J-Dub proved they had the highest two players on the same team have ever scored in the NBA Finals since LeBron and Kyrie. And we talked about that last week, how LeBron and Kyrie had probably the greatest duo performance in the NBA Finals, and J-Dub and Shea just had 160 points in this Finals in a similar fashion.
Folks, we're a half hour into the show, by the way. You should leave a thumbs up on the video. That helps us out. Leave a super chat, get your question, comment, statement read on the air. We're scheduled to be joined in about half an hour by Shotzi Blackheart. She's going to be making her MLW debut on Thursday. MLW Summer of the Beast Thursday airs live on YouTube. Everybody can watch that for free. Shotzi is going to join us, scheduled to join us. And now coming off the WWE run, already back on the independent scene and doing great things there. Not doing death matches anymore. We might talk about that. See where her head's at. I want to ask her about that suicide dive she does where she just goes head first into the chair. I just want to know what's going through her mind when she does that. Because it looks like it sucks when she does this. And I just want to know what she's thinking as she knows she's about to crash into these chairs. So Shotzi's scheduled to join us in about a half hour. OKC is no team can survive if their top player is out. Very few, I should say. Like that's just the reality of the situation. It changes for everybody. OKC's defense is good enough, and I think we're underselling what Dub can do and just how the offense plays without Shea. And look, Nikolai Topic is going to be joining the team this year. That was a dude who was projected to be a top 5 pick before an ACL injury. And he missed all of last year. By the way, greatest career of all time already. 0 NBA minutes, 1 NBA championship.
That is consistency. That is like
Who
on
else
some
is doing that?
Adam Morrison type levels. Um, but yes, yeah, the team is just ridiculously deep. And yeah, I would say like there's a bunch of like young teams that you might want to buy some stock in. If you're talking about buying stock in the Rockets, Jeremy knows you got to buy it from me because I bought stock last year in our hottest take era of FMC, where I infamously, I think what was this? Was this like in November? I said this. I was like, the Rockets are going to be a top 6 team in the Western Conference, and I was so pleasantly. This is the second time I bought low on a young team, and they exceeded my expectations. The first time I did that was with the Oklahoma City Thunder. I just progressed my projections on these young teams. I remember what 2-3 years ago. I said they were out of the playoff picture in the year prior, and I was like, the Thunder are going to be a play-in team, and I think they hit the play-in, and I was like, oh, okay. And then the following year, last year, I said the Thunder are going to make the playoffs this year, and then they got the number 1 seed, and then I just said, okay, Evan, they're ahead of schedule. They're going to win the championship this year. And I've been right. See, now I'm going to ride that wave with the Houston Rockets. Last year, it was top 16. This year, already, I will put my prediction out there. I think they're going to be top 3 in the West once again, and possibly maybe even make it deep into the playoffs. So you got to buy the stock from me. Don't worry. I'm selling it off for cheap. I bought all the stock available for the Rockets.
I think in the East, I'm looking at Cleveland's not going anywhere. I know they had issues in the playoffs, and part of that was injury issues. Cleveland's going to be good again next year. I'm looking at the Magic, and I know you got to get stock from Louis. You got to get Magic
Louisville
stock from him. Yeah. I'm looking at them, though. That Desmond Bain trade was the top tier trade for. I'm sure maybe they gave up too much, whatever. Yeah. That was the exact type of player.
It's the second best trade of the all season so far, behind Houston getting KD for Jalen Green and 1 first.
Jalen Green, yeah. Drew Holiday got traded last night for Anthony Simons
to the Portland Trail Blazers. Yeah,
that's a weird trade because I don't know if Portland's good. They clearly saw something at the end of last season where they think they're good enough, and they're going to bank on defense. And Drew Holiday is going to help in that regard. But Drew Holiday's.
I don't see them keeping Drew Holiday. Based on the last time that he went to the Trailblazers, I don't know if he's going to stay on the Blazers this time either.
I think they're keeping him at least until the season plays out a little bit and they see where they're at. I think they look at Drew, like I was saying before my internet cut out. They feel they have something defensively because they were a good defensive team after the All-Star break last year. Now, how much of that is we're actually a good defensive team and certain teams just stopped caring at the second half of the season because they weren't competing and they had nothing to play for, or they were resting guys, whatever the case might be. I think people trick themselves into, like, this is the Jalen Green dilemma every single year. For some reason, Jalen Green becomes really good in February and March, and Rockets fans talk themselves into, oh, Jalen Green's great, or people who don't watch the Rockets talk themselves into, look at Jalen Green, he's averaging 30 points during because nobody else is really playing in February and March. So Jalen Green just go out there and chuck up a bunch of shots, look really good, and you talk yourself into, oh, this guy's a great player. And it's like, well, when it matters, how great is he playing? Not that great. Oh. That's what I'd be worried about if I'm a Blazers fan. Of like, yeah, their defense looked really good in like February, March, but like, what does that truly entail? But it helps to have a guy like Drew Holiday around with these young players because they're betting on Sharp and Scoot Henderson. So you have Drew Holiday around with these young guards, and you hope that he uplifts them before you eventually. I don't think the Blazers are competing for a play-in spot or a
No.
playoff spot. Maybe, but by the
I can see
time
them play in. I can see a play in.
by the time it all shakes
Push.
out, where are they going to be? So I could see them flipping Drew at the trade deadline and probably getting a good return for him. But I think they're going to keep him for now. I like Anthony Simons. Offensively, he's great. Defensively, he's god awful.
Yeah.
And I guess Boston is just gonna. You thought they shot a lot of threes last year.
It's only gonna be worse with no Tatum. They're gonna chuck a bunch of these up with Anthony Simon on the team.
That's the problem with no Tatum is Tatum would at least take like his mid range shots and everything. Anthony Simons has averaged 9 threes per season the last 3 years. They're gonna shoot him. Like he's gonna shoot a lot of threes. I think they're just going to double down on 3-point shooting. At least Tatum, you could run some offense. He can get to the rim. He would, he wants to be Kobe, so he would take like his post up mid range and everything. Without that, it's like, well, what are we going to do? Oh, let's shoot more threes.
Check them up.
They're going to be very annoying to watch and play against with all the 3-pointers they're going to take. Yeah, I don't think Boston's done either.
No,
I don't think there's talks that they're trying to move Porzingis. Yeah, we'll see about that.
I could see Boston making the playoffs in the Eastern Conference because the Eastern Conference is looking pretty weak. It's looking pretty weak on my end. I'm more paying attention to the Western Conference because the Eastern Conference, I think I'm gonna have to wait till like the off season to see how everything shapes out. But I think we already have a good idea of who's gonna be in the mix in the conversation with the Thunder in the Western Conference, with the Rockets making the deal for KD, Dallas Mavericks, depending on how Kyrie looks, because he's not coming back until probably like the new year till 2026, how they look without Kyrie, and then how they look with Kyrie, with Cooper Flag getting drafted at the number 1 pick and Anthony Davis being on the team, and then all their bigs and perimeter defenders. I think they could be in the mix if Kyrie comes back and he looks good and he's healthy. The Spurs, if Victor Wembanyama can stay healthy, they're going to be a problem with the De'Aaron Fox and all their Castle and all those guys. They're going to look good this coming season. And the Lakers is a TBD. We need a center. We need a center. We need some big man depth as well, and then we can see what's gonna happen. But for now, we're TBD. I think that we will still be like a top 5 team in the Western Conference, but we really gotta work on this roster. I want to wait and see what we're gonna do in the off season, and if Luka takes the extension. Then I'll be more confident. I think they will offer him the extension because of the new management and stuff like that. But it's the roster around him that I'm just waiting to see.
They'll get a center.
I think they're definitely gonna get a center. You saw the odds. They of course. Well, it's the Lakers at this point. I understand why we would be the odds-on favorite for every center in the league, but it was weird. It was goofy for us to be number 1 in the odds to trade for Bam Adebayo. It's like we don't have anything that Miami would take for that trade. We don't have any draft capital like that, unless Miami's like that high on Austin Reeves and they're moving off of Tyler Hero, because Austin Reeves and Tyler Hero are basically the same players, except Tyler Hero's a better shooter. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to give up Austin Reeves for. I mean, I would, but I understand why the Lakers might not want to do that, because Reeves is at least young, and with his creation, it's already good. Once you lose LeBron, which might not be for another 5 years, honestly.
You think he's gonna play another 5 years? You're wildin'. I think he got 3 max.
I don't know, man. That dude just ain't going anywhere. He just ain't going anywhere.
Well, he's got a player option this offseason, so
Yeah,
we'll
he's
see
just
what
gonna opt out
there.
and sign another big deal.
Yeah, I know. He's gonna opt out and sign a 2-year deal, like he always does.
Yeah, it's fine. Like, that's of course what he's gonna do. Like, he's gonna. I'm just not doubting that LeBron's going anywhere at this point. I think he's gonna be around for a while.
It's futile at this point because people thought he was done at 40. They thought he was going to be done at 40 because we've never seen a 40-year-old play like he did.
When's his next
Bryce?
Coming? Yeah.
I think Bryce would be in next year's draft.
All right. Yeah.
He's going to get Bryce on the Lakers too.
Yeah.
He's just going to have a whole team of his kids.
Yeah, 2026 draft.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to be around for Bryce.
That's insane.
But I don't know if they'll be able to get Bryce because from everything that I've read, Bryce is like he could legitimately be a top, a top 20 pick.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe not. I don't know. It's very early. You never.
I heard Bryce looks better than Bronny. So yeah.
Yeah, Bronny had the health issues as well that scared a lot of teams off. But it's so early, you never know with this stuff. Who was the kid in Cleveland? Amani Bates.
Oh, man, don't get me started on that, man. We were talking about Amani Bates back in, 2021.
Yeah. Like, everyone, thought, oh, this is the next guy. And then by the time the draft rolled around, nobody was talking about him. So...
Yeah. Because he got in too much trouble outside of the court and started doing drugs and stuff.
I have no idea where Bryce is going to end up landing, but wouldn't shock me if LeBron sticks around to try to be in there with Bryce. So
I can say that.
We'll see.
I can say that.
I hope Shotzi likes basketball.
Oh man, we're gonna actually. She's ballsy. She's ballsy. So
Yeah. We'll see if
part of the being ballsy involve basketballs. Are you basketballsy?
I don't know if she's ever. I'm gonna have to stalk her Twitter and see if she likes basketball or not. Let's see if
Maybe
she tweeted about the Oklahoma City Thunder winning the NBA title.
That's the real question, right?
She read the new Harry Potter, apparently. No. Road, not read. Rode the new Harry Potter in the Battle of the Ministry at Epic Universe. All right. So, theme park fan.
There you go. That's it.
It's a lot of wrestling highlights. Wrestling.
Yeah, let's talk about a little wrestling before she comes on here to get us in the flow of things. So it's not, oh, we were just talking about basketball. Let's talk to you about basketball. Then she no-sells us. Last night, Monday Night Raw.
No. We're not going to get into Raw. There's no point in getting into Raw. We have 15 minutes until Shotzi joins us.
We can talk about one segment from Raw and then just continue after we're done.
What segment from Raw would you like to talk about?
I mean, you just put a damper on that by not wanting to talk about Raw. So we'll wait till after, and we can talk about the news of the day, which is Tony Khan watches in the weeds. Tony Khan watches True Heel Heat. I've been on this campaign for a women's casino gauntlet for months now, and we got it. We got it, ladies and gentlemen. The long petitioning has worked. I put up signs in London, England. I was like, give us the women's casino gauntlet. And he announced today we're getting both a men's and women's casino gauntlet at AEW All-In Texas. Can't wait.
Yeah, That's where I was gonna go. Is we do have a men's and women's casino gauntlet for AEW All-In. They announced the casino gauntlet on Collision, but they just said the casino gauntlet returns. They didn't specify men's or women's. I thought that meant men's because I feel like if they wanted to do a women's, they would have specified a women's casino gauntlet. But they kept it open of just the casino gauntlet returns. And then, yes, this morning, Tony Khan did announce it is men's and women's casino gauntlet. It's a good way to get a lot of people on the show. Good way to get some surprises going on. I hope it's not the only other women's match on the show. I saw the report of Athena and Thunder Rosa, but that seems like it's going to be the ROH match, not the All-In match.
It seems like that's going to be the main event for Supercard.
Yeah, I think if you are hoping that's going to be an All-In match, you might want to sell your stock on that one. You might want to wish upon a different star because it's probably going to be the ROH match and not AEW All-In.
Yeah.
Do you think we're going to get let's early prediction. I guess it's not too early because the show's in a couple of
3 weeks out. Yeah.
Early prediction on we won't do winner. Surprise. Give me a surprise entrant for All-In men's and women's casino gauntlet.
Okay. So for the men, I'm going to make Jeremy very happy because we're going to jack off in
let's
Texas.
Go.
The scapegoat.
That's the winner right there.
Jack Perry making his return in the men's casino gauntlet. For the women's casino gauntlet, there's a lot of different options. I think Athena's gonna get a big pop for being in the matchup. I think Thunder Rosa is gonna be in the pop for being in the matchup. As far as like big surprises, I'll throw out our guests for today, Shotzi Blackheart, and I'll throw out Elena Black.
I was gonna go Shotzi as well for the women's, so I can't fully take that now. I think Darby Allin is a surprise on the men's side. I'd be stunned if Darby wasn't part of this show. And so
I could see that. I could see Darby being part of the show. Even though if Darby is in the men's casino gauntlet, I am a little scared that he's going to win and they're going to have Mox beat Hangman just for Darby to cash in.
So it says that they get a future title shot. We don't fully know if it's going to work the same way it did previously, where it was Christian cashing in the contract. I don't know if they're going to do that again because it's such a WWE thing, and I think people were against it so much that I could see them trying to go away from that.
I wouldn't mind though. I wouldn't mind if Athena won the women's casino gauntlet and then cashed in on Mercedes.
Okay. But would she cash in on Mercedes if Mercedes isn't the women's champion though?
No, I mean Mercedes wins at All-In, and then Athena immediately cashes in on Mercedes.
All right. See, I don't think at least right now I don't think Mercedes is winning that match. So that's why I'm not looking at Mercedes being cashed in on. I don't like the cash in gimmick anyway.
Me either. I think it's a played out trope.
Yeah, I'd rather them just set up a title match and build from there. Like Darby Allin getting it, Wrestle Dream at Jon Moxley retains in the main event.
Don't do this, Jeremy. Don't do this.
You already know my finish.
Oh, God.
For All-In. Gabe Kidd's got to come. He's got to come in use somehow. Remember him? Showed up, which is a hired mercenary by Moxley. Kind of failed at his whole task, and then just disappeared.
He didn't fail. He helped Moxley retain the AEW World Championship against Samoa Joe.
He kind of failed. What good was he in the Anarchy in the Arena?
He was very good until that maniac, Mark Briscoe interfered, and then he used his Death Rider training to win the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship.
If they never do a Mark Briscoe Gabe Kidd match, what are we doing?
They're saving it for Forbidden Door, Jerry.
I hope so.
For the Global Heavyweight Championship, Mark Briscoe versus Gabe
Briscoe
Kidd.
gets to lose again. That sucks.
Well, I mean, if Mark Briscoe's on pay-per-view, 9 times out of 10 he's gonna lose. Mark Briscoe's racing a star of any stature. If it's a rising star, a upper mid-card star, main event star, Mark Briscoe is probably gonna lose. But he's okay. He's 1997 Mick Foley. He's still ridiculously over, yet he loses to all the big stars.
He definitely loses.
One of the greatest TV wrestlers of all time. Right up there with Darby Allin, Stone Cold.
Yeah, he rules. I'm tired of him losing. Knock it off. Get a victory. He should be winning. That's what he should be doing.
You're asking for too much, sir. I had to tell somebody that when I was like excited about the Women's Casino Gauntlet, it was like, hopefully we get another women's match on it. It's like, guys, we just gotta be thankful for what we got here. Like I don't know why y'all want to jump to the next. Oh, we need a women's singles match too. I was like, guys, we got 2, and we're gonna get like 14 women on this show. I think that is the best we can ask for from Tony Khan based on his history. Yes, he could do better, no doubt. But let's be thankful for what we got as well.
I don't think we're going to get another women's match outside of the Casino Gauntlet.
And if we do get another women's match, it's on the pre-show.
Yeah, they might do something on the pre-show. Because they already struggle doing like a non-title women's match, and obviously both the titles are wrapped up in the one match, so I don't know if they're gonna do another one. And the Women's Casino Gauntlet gives them one excuse to just put 15 women into one match, so
yeah,
they don't need to do another women's match, at least in their mind. They might not feel they need to do, unless we get women's tag team titles. If we get women's tag team titles, they better announce that pretty soon.
Yeah, that would be very rushed if they did announce that now. It's similar to the whole, I don't know if you wanted to bring up the whole Christian Cage epidemic that's going on with him slowing down the booking for what would have been one of the major matchups on this AEW All-In Texas card. But I am in support of Father of the Year Christian Cage. I think he's making the right decision, because I think no matter how they would have put it all together, it would have felt very rushed. Christian going from one of the most hated douchebags in AEW to, me and Cope are friends again. So I think Christian is right.
They would have had time to do it, because Cope's been off TV for months now. So they could have gotten around to doing it. But I'm with you that it never made sense to me of Christian turning and being babyface along with Cope. That's why I was adamant that Cope was going to turn, because I thought that made more sense as Christian and Cope as a heel team. Because Christian turning, I was like, how are you going to pull that off? He's so good as a heel. And like, how is he just Nick Wayne going to turn on him? I don't know if Nick Wayne's going to get cheered I don't know if Christian's going to get cheered to that. Like, I don't know if Nick Wayne can pull off being a heel like that on his own. Like, that's why the Christian pairing works the way that it does.
This is why they should have took my advice from way back when, like, what was this, like a year ago or 2 years ago, where I said Jack Perry should have joined the Patriarchy. I said this when Jack Perry was away from AEW television on his suspension, I think dating back to like the end of 2023. I was like, Jack Perry returns, he joins the Patriarchy as the prodigal son is coming home to his father, and then little by little he takes over the patriarchy. That would have been the only way you could babyface Christian. You're not going to babyface Christian with Nick Wayne and Kip Sabian, who are natural babyfaces in the ring, them turning on Christian. That didn't make any sense. The way to do it was Jack Perry joins the patriarchy, and slowly but surely he takes over the group, because Jack Perry is probably the only person who could be more hated than Christian Cage.
They're holding down my boy, Jack Perry.
Holding him down. Him down. Doing stupid stuff like him joining the Elite because they're from California. That's the only reason they did that. They're from California. Didn't have any other ideas outside of... Like, his character did not make sense joining the Elite at all. He's the scapegoat. He's supposed to be a rebel. Why is he joining up with the EVPs of the company? It never made any sense.
Well, we know why. We know why it happened, besides the California thing. It's just...
They're from California and they hate CM Punk. Whoopee-doo.
Yeah. I mean, that's the reasoning, though. That was their whole thing. The fight distracted the Young Bucks, and that's why they lost it all in. That's the television reason, folks. Don't get mad at me. That's the television reason, folks. That's what they put out on TV, was we were distracted because...
I'm sick of giving Tony Khan these great ideas that he doesn't use. Harley Cameron and Mercedes Moné. Me and Jeremy came up with that together, and he didn't use that. Come on, man. He's leaving money on the table.
Best wishes to Harley. She had...
Yeah, she had, what is it? Did she have surgery on her nose?
Yeah, she had no surgery. I'm going to switch my internet. I don't want it to be bad for Shotzi, so let me switch my internet right now.
Smart move.
Yeah.
Smart move. This man's a professional, ladies and gentlemen. Professional over here. Professional Jeremy Lambert. The most professional podcaster. Jeremy Lambert. You didn't think you were going to hear that on In the Weeds today, but look at that. Yeah, I'm sick of this. Tony Khan, when I give you a good idea, you need to use it. Jack Perry and the patriarchy, Mercedes Moné and Harley Cameron as a pairing. I'm giving you money at this point. You're just not cashing in the check. Kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. We've been giving them. We've been giving them great ideas. They at least took the gambling one. You know, they took that one.
Yeah, they did. And he took the women's casino gauntlet. So I can't complain too much. Thank you, Tony, for watching us and taking some of our ideas. Not all of them, but some of them is still good enough.
I still want the ROH pencil so I can make it Ring of Hallucinations. That's all I want.
I wouldn't agree with that, but
what else are they doing?
I mean, to be fair, yeah, that is a good point as well. Counterpoint: what else are they doing? Yeah. I agree.
Oh, the Rizzler and the men's gauntlet. That would rule. I'm all for that.
That sounds like a plan.
Why are you hating the Rizzler? Plan?
Because the Rizzler doesn't wrestle.
It doesn't need to wrestle. It's got Riz.
I hope Switchblade is back by then. I would love to see Switchblade in the men's casino gauntlet.
Okay.
And yeah, I knew they were going to do a men's casino gauntlet because there's so many top tier male wrestlers on that roster that don't really have a story heading into All-In.
Yeah, they were going to have to do a men's game. When they announced it, I just assumed it was a men's because I figured if it was a women's, they would mention the women's aspect of it. But now we're getting both. So good on them. Now we'll see who is going to be the surprises and who's going to win the men's and women's casino gauntlet here in a couple weeks at AEW All-In. We are scheduled to be joined by Shotzi Blackheart here in a few minutes. You know, I haven't seen anything that she's not tweeted about basketball. Well, so asking her about basketball.
See, this is why we got into a good flow of talking about. I'm talking about professional wrestling. You know, thing we're supposed to be talking about on this show that we talk about the least in comparison to basketball and us shooting the crap about all bunch of other things. You know, I found out, Jeremy, Dark Sheik of GCW is a fan of 90 Day Fiance. We got into a whole back and forth on Twitter last night because she posted up a gif of my boy Sarper, the one I told you who had all the liquor bottles of the 2,500 women that he slept with. She put up a tweet about him, and we went back and forth talking about how Sarper is awesome because it's the tell-all. It's tell-all season, ladies and gentlemen. It's tell-all season, and that's the best part of the 90 day. I just kept saying that to my missus when we were watching. I was like, the tell-all is what I watch these seasons for. I don't watch it for anything else. I'm still trying to catch up on Last Resort because I didn't finish that season because my missus doesn't really like it, so I can't watch it with her. So I'm still trying to catch up with all the rest of the episodes of that just so I could get to the tell-all. The tell-all is what makes 90 Day Fiance worth it all.
We have Shotzi here. Maybe she watches 90 Day Fiance. No, she's a horror fan. She's a big time horror movie buff. But we'll see if she watches any trash reality television as well. If Shotzi's ready, she can give me a thumbs up and we'll pop her on the show here. All right, here we go, folks. You know her. She's been making her way through the independent scene since leaving WWE. You know her from WWE. You've seen her at GCW and at Horror Slam and other independent promotions. This Thursday, MLW Summer of the Beast. She will be in action. It airs live on YouTube at 9 p.m. Eastern. She is Shotzi Blackheart. Shotzi, how you doing this morning?
Great. How are you?
Doing well. Appreciate you joining us.
Absolutely.
Now, do you watch any trash reality television shows?
I do. 90 Day Fiance is probably like one of the main ones. I don't keep up with it too much, but I'm one of those that will like come in every once in a while and be like, "Oh my God, what is going on?" You know.
So who's your favorite from 90 Day? From your experience watching 90 Day Fiance, who's your favorite person to watch on the show?
Oh my God, I don't know any of their names. I don't watch it religiously. I'll watch it when I visit my sister sometimes because she is obsessed with 90 Day Fiance. So I'll watch it with her. But what was the no neck guy?
I was gonna say the easy answer is Big Ed.
Big
It's
Ed.
Big Ed.
I mean, yeah, and he was with one of my Filipino sisters, so I was entertained.
Tell us about working with MLW, because this video package aired like just a couple of days after you announced your WWE departure. The video package aired at one of their events, and then now here it is this Thursday making your debut. How did this come together with MLW? How quickly did it come together with MLW?
Like pretty much immediately. I mean, they were at the top of my list, honestly, when I found out I was coming back to the Indies. I knew that MLW was a place that I wanted to go to. Fortunately for me, they hit me up like, they were probably one of the first promotions to hit me up, actually. So I feel really honored to be going there.
What drew you to Major League Wrestling and making that at the top of your list of places you wanted to go to when you left WWE?
I mean, I've been watching MLW since my first run on the Indies. That was a place that I really wanted to go to, but never had the opportunity to my first run. And now we're starting off hot, and I'm getting in there.
Any goals in MLW?
I respect that company so much, and I just want to be the face of that company. Like, I'm coming in determined to make waves and do some ballsy shit. And I just really want to represent them well and have a good time, talk a lot of trash and beat some ass.
Sorry, SP3. Being back on the independent scene, First off, how you feeling with everything, and what have you learned from your first run on the Indies, then going to WWE, and now being back on the independent scene?
I mean, I'm kind of doing the same thing I was doing, before I got signed, and I think that's what got me signed. Just being booked and busy, cutting lots of promos online, just being super present on social media, and just like doing everything that I can to promote myself. I think that's what got me signed in the first place. And so coming back to the Indies, it was just like riding a bike, like I came back with a lot of energy. Well, also because I, had been sitting at home for a while, and I have that hunger coming back to the Indies. But yeah, it feels good. It feels good. I'm having a lot of fun. And, it does help having the WWE name behind me now. It's a little easier to get my bookings for sure.
Well, someone that you have been interacting with a lot on social media as of late has been Matt Cardona. So tell us like how those interactions have been going, because I've seen it's come a little bit too close to home at some points so far.
I mean, sometimes you gotta cut deep to get what you want, right? Look, he's sitting at the top of the throne, and I want to take the indie Iron Throne from him. And so, as soon as I came back to the Indies, I knew I had to gun for Matt Cardona because he's at the top, and that's where I want to be.
Okay, but how much does Matt Cardona just suck? Like, let's just bury him.
I mean,
show.
Absolutely. He's a terrible person, very selfish, completely unaware, but that's okay. You're going to have a new, better indie god soon.
Now he's milking this John Cena thing. Like, oh, look, I got shouted out on WWE TV.
Yeah, I saw
shirts out of it.
I saw the shirts. They're pretty great.
He's going to monetize everything. He's going to monetize this interview, Shotzi.
Yeah.
He's gonna use this.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's probably wiping his butt right now and taking that toilet paper, and he's getting ready to put it on his whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Like, that man will turn toilet paper to gold.
He's gonna take a clip from here and look. 10 seconds of Shotzi burying me. Buy the NFT or something like that.
Yeah, he's like, oh, Shotzi mentioned my whatnot. I'm on air tonight at 5:30.
Yeah, that's what he does. Terrible. Yeah, he's the worst.
Absolutely.
All right, I have to ask. This is one of the way you do this move. I feel for you every time. And so I just have to ask how you feel doing it. But it's the suicide dive onto the stack of chairs on the outside. Like, what goes through your mind as you run through the ropes and you see these chairs and you crash into them, essentially?
That spot in particular, I try not to think about anything, because once you start getting in your head about stuff, that's when things go wrong. So anytime I'm doing some sort of stunt like that, I just have to hold my breath and just go.
I respect it. I mean, every time I see it, like, it looks really cool, but I just feel for you. I'm like, oh my God, that looks like it sucks.
Yeah, the first one was a lot more brutal than the second time I did it. I messed everything up in my body that first time I did it at the Evolve anniversary show. Yeah, that sucked. And I told myself that if I was going to do that again, I wasn't going to miss it, and somehow it happened again.
Well, you talk about putting your body on the line, and you did that from one of your first bookings after leaving WWE when you entered Tournament of Survival. I actually rewatched the matchup yesterday when I knew we were going to talk to you. How was that, just kind of going in feet first into something that's so dangerous, like a death match? And I know you've already said that's your final kind of death match that you're going to do, but how was that experience for you?
Well, that's exactly what I wanted. And it's kind of a full circle thing, because that chair spot that I did at Evolve for their anniversary show, I think was kind of one of the things that got me signed. Like, it was on the WWE network, and Ciampa was my producer for that match, and Hunter definitely watched it, and I got signed pretty soon after that. And I think just like that, like, fearless attitude was one of the things that got me my first contract. So I had to do it coming back to the indies to make it a full circle moment, because I just wanted it to be like, hey, I'm back.
On the independent scene, there are a lot of, we'll say, themed shows. A lot of wrestlers run kind of a theme show. Josh Barnett has Bloodsport. Joey Janela has his Spring Break show. If we gave Shotzi a theme show, we'll call it House of Horrors, something like that. Give me a couple of matches, whether it's you against somebody or people that you really think deserve an opportunity on the independent scene. Like, what would be part of Shotzi's House of Horrors?
I mean, look, I have already pitched this. Come October, you're definitely going to see a Shotzi show coming somewhere. I don't want to give any, too many details away, but I hosted Halloween Havoc for years, and I want to host another show in October, and I've already got stuff cooking up. I had been pitching to WWE to have a casket match for, since I started doing, hosting Halloween Havoc, and it just never happened because no girl had ever done a casket match, and I wanted to be the first, and I made that clear for so many years. So you'll definitely see me in a casket match. I'll be hosting a show, and I want it to be like all gimmicked up. Like, I want everyone to have a spooky gimmick. Everyone's spinning the wheel and making the deal. So yeah, I'm gonna bring my own version of Halloween Havoc to you this October.
There we go. Look at that. Breaking a little news here. We appreciate it. We appreciate it, Shotzi. Go ahead.
Well, you asked the right questions. You get some good answers.
I tried.
Well, you say you love casket matches. What's kind of a couple of your favorite casket matches that you've ever seen?
Oh my God, that's so hard. Obviously Taker takes the cake for it. I was lucky enough to see the wall of Taker's caskets at the warehouse in Connecticut. So yeah, I mean, that's just something that I've always wanted to do, especially because not a lot of girls do casket matches, and I just love all of the spooky stuff. So I'm just excited.
Someone who we've seen on television gotten a little bit of flowers recently from the Bella twins actually is your friend Scarlett, who you visit horror houses with and travel and do very supernatural things that I don't quite understand, but I love the show you did with Scarlett. Tell us a little bit about Scarlett, and do you feel that she's maybe underused and underutilized on television a little bit?
I mean, if it was up to me, Scarlett would be champion. You know what I'm saying?
Love it.
She people don't give her enough credit, and people don't get to see that she's actually a badass in the ring, and she's down. I've wrestled her so many times. She was actually my partner when I was getting called up. They had us doing dark matches in front of the boys before Raw and SmackDown. I would wrestle her twice a week, and she was just always down. And not only that, she's such a character and so sexy. You see what Mariah May is doing, and she's getting so over. Scarlett was the pillar of that. She was she was Impact's John Cena, basically, if you think back to when she debuted at Impact, and she was the babe there. I miss her being able to show how much of a face she is and how much of a babe people see how much of a babe she is every week, because she's so sexy. But I think that she could be the face of a company. I think that she should be using her voice more and using her skills more.
Someone else you worked with pretty closely is Athena, and I've seen you comment on her upcoming show, Who Runs the World, all-women show in Texas. What have you thought about what she's been able to achieve, whether it be for Ring of Honor, AEW, and her upcoming show that's going to be kind of really pushing forward women's wrestling?
I mean, I think so highly of her. I do genuinely think that she is the best women's wrestler in the world, and like she should be holding every championship. She does great as the ROH Forever champion, right? Like she just makes everyone bring it in the ring. And of course she would start some badass women's promotion and build women's wrestling on the independent scene. So I'm really excited to see where that goes. Like I think that could be like the next Shimmer, you know. We haven't seen like a huge women's promotion really take over since Shimmer in America. So I would love to see that grow, and I would love to be a part of it at some point. Unfortunately, my schedule didn't work out for this first one, but yeah, I'm so proud of her.
Shotzi, we play a game here on the channel. It's called Partner, Promo, Punch in the Face. So I'm gonna give you 3 names. You pick one to tag team partner with, one to do a promo battle against, and one to punch in the face, which is basically you have a singles match against them.
Okay, right? Yeah, gotcha.
I'm gonna try to make this a little bit difficult for you, and then I'm gonna do a different version of the game after SP3 asks a question. But for this version, partner, promo, punch in the face: Scarlett, Bayley, Charlotte Flair.
Scarlett, Bayley, Charlotte. Ooh, okay. And it's partner, punch in the face, and
promo.
And promo. Okay.
Yep.
Ooh, okay. Definitely got to partner up with this is hard because Bayley is like my San Jose girl. I'm gonna partner up with Scarlett because she is my partner in crime always. I would promo against. Bayley has been killing it on the mic, so I would really love to hear what she has to say about me. And I'll go toe-to-toe with Charlotte because I have always loved working her, and she takes me to my limits. So I'll punch Charlotte in the face for sure.
Well, thinking about, all the times you've had with a couple of those ladies right there and reflecting on your time in WWE, what would you say was your like proudest or most fulfilling moment or match that you had in your entire time in WWE?
Oh, I mean, like definitely shaving my head and cutting that promo for my sister. That will always be like number one in my heart. If we're talking about like just basic good times, wrestling in my wedding dress in Vegas directly after my wedding, that is, just the funnest moment I had, and I got to share with my husband, and it was just like so ridiculous of me. Those are the 2 that stand out for sure.
All right, I'm going to remix the game a little bit. Make it a little bit more difficult because I know you're a horror fan. So we're going to do survive with.
Ooh, I love that.
Sacrifice.
Ooh, okay.
Which sacrifice can be kind of, you can either throw them to
the
whoever's
zombies
after you. Yeah. And then murder. You have to do the deed.
Ooh, okay.
All right. So I'm going to give you people who you've kind of teamed with throughout your WWE run. So the people you were aligned with before your departure: Gigi Dolan, Tatum Paxley, and someone you teamed with a lot on a lot of the tours, Bianca Belair.
Ooh, okay. Survive with, sacrifice, and Murder.
Yeah, we love murder on this show.
What is the context? Why am I murdering them? What is the context?
You're the killer. You're the killer.
You're the killer.
You have to, and you gotta lop off.
You're wearing the ghost mask.
Yep.
Okay, well, definitely got to survive with Bianca because she's taking everyone down. Like
Fair.
I gotta keep her around. Like if we're in a zombie apocalypse or if we're going against Jason or Freddy or whoever, she's taking them out, and then I'm just gonna be sitting pretty watching her defeat all these monsters. So yeah, definitely gotta survive with Bianca because with her I truly will survive. Um, Damn. Okay. Well. Oh, sorry, Gigi. You're gonna be sacrificed. I gotta throw her to the zombies. But you know what? She got a big old booty, so she's gonna keep them hungry for a little bit. So if I throw her to the zombies, they will have a lot to munch on. So they'll be held back for a little bit.
We're eating ass. We're eating ass. The zombies say.
Yeah, so I'm giving those zombies some groceries with Gigi Dolan for sure. For sure. And then that just leaves me murdering Tatum Paxley, which I'm sorry, girl. That's just where I gotta leave you to. I would never want to murder you, but I guess if I had to, you would make it a fun time.
I'm just thinking of the headline I'm going to write of Shotzi Blackheart would feed Gigi Dolan's ass to the zombies so they would be eating.
Yeah, you know what? That has to be the headline. And
100%.
That girl is hilarious. So you already know that she's gonna come up with some funny quote tweet to add to it. So yeah, those zombies are getting fed for a while.
Oh,
That was perfect. That was perfection.
If she had an OnlyFans, this is where I would plug it.
it might be coming soon. Zombies need not apply. Zombies get a free membership.
Yeah.
Shotzi, we appreciate you joining us here this morning. Let everybody know where they can find you at. And again, it's MLW Summer of the Beast. It is Thursday. It is live. It is free on YouTube. Shotzi will be there. Let everyone know where they can find you at elsewhere.
Well, okay, so I am starting to really work on my YouTube channel, so follow me at Shotzi Blackheart. I am actually putting out a documentary that I really, really love and is so precious to me. It's my first weekend back at on the Indies, and you see all of the emotions, everything that means so much to me, wrestling back at Hood Slam, you know, where I started. So that'll come up this Saturday. I'll post it probably on my YouTube, so stay tuned for that. And then I'll be vlogging a lot more, I promise. And I just opened my store. It's called ShotziShop.com. And I'm still tweaking out some payment issues, but that's where you can buy all of my merch. And yeah, those are my two plugs.
There you go. Thank you, Shotzi. Have fun on Thursday.
Wait.
Yeah,
and also pre-order my big rubber guy at collectmajor.com. You have like only a couple more days to get it, and then it's gone for good.
But still, fuck Matt Cardona.
But also, fuck Matt Cardona.
There we go.
He sucks.
Thank you, Shotzi. Have fun on Thursday, and good luck with everything.
Thank you.
Yes. Good luck.
There you go, everybody. Shotzi Blackheart. Oh my God, the Gigi Dolan headline is gonna feed zombies.
It's gonna feed zombies and the zombies' kids. Oh man, that's perfect.
Shotzi was a lot of fun. I had no doubt about that. She's done a lot of media, a lot of interviews since leaving WWE, and every single one of them has been fantastic. She's so personable, she's so energetic, and I don't know how WWE didn't do more with her in certain aspects. Like, I just don't know how you didn't get more out of her, because she's fantastic. So best wishes to Shotzi with MLW this week, and then everything moving forward. Again, it is MLW Summer of the Beast, 9 p.m. Eastern on YouTube on Thursday. It is live. Everyone can check out the show. We appreciate MLW for setting that up with Shotzi. We also got another interview. I think we're going to air that maybe tomorrow or Thursday. I'm off the show on Thursday because I'm traveling to visit my mom. But I think tomorrow or Thursday we are going to air our interview with Yuki Fumica. SP3 and I recorded that this morning. So yes, before we actually did this show live this morning, like an hour beforehand, SP3 and I recorded an interview with Yuki Kamafuka. I mispronounced her name. Yuki Kamafuka. We did an interview with her this morning. So we're going to air that again, either tomorrow or on Thursday. But double dose of interviews.
Double dose.
Yeah, double dose.
Shout outs to MLW. They're always great. Always great with us here.
Yeah, they're always fantastic. They hit me up yesterday and was like, here's what we got. Can you make this work? I was like, yes, we can. So it'll be great. So, all right, let's get into WWE Raw. Cody Rhodes advances to the King of the Ring finals, defeated Jey Uso, as we suspected, as we predicted. Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton is the final. Hooray.
I really loved the main event last night. I thought that
match,
Cody and Jey Uso, they left it all in the ring. They were able to get some drama for a result that was pretty much a foregone conclusion. I thought they was hard hitting at times. I always say it's very much a pay-per-view style matchup when the guys start stealing each other's finishers. So seeing Jay hit the crossroads, I was like, oh, okay, we're getting pay-per-view quality tonight. Let's go. And Jay, and I love them doing callbacks to their previous rivalries, like Cody going for the Kimura from his feud with Brock Lesnar in 2023, and Jay going for the sleeper from his feud with Gunther this year. I thought that was a nice little tidbit, a nice little story that they showed there. How they knew each other so well. How Jay was blocking the cutter at first, and then Cody was able to hit the regular cutter, then the super cutter off the top. Then he did an RKO basically off the top rope at the end that led to the finish. Just really good escalation, really good pacing, and really good storytelling from the two guys. A great main event to Monday Night Raw last night, and probably I would say I really enjoyed the Randy Orton and Sami Zayn matchup on SmackDown, but I think that this one match has been the best match of either the King or Queen of the Ring so far, Cody and Jay last night.
It was a great match. Not surprised that Cody got the victory. And now we get Cody and Orton at Night of Champions. And I think we're setting up for a Cody victory to do the rematch at SummerSlam with John Cena.
The right move was have Sammy beat Randy, because then it would be a little bit of a question of, are they going to go with Sammy finally getting his shot at the world title and winning his first world championship versus Cody getting back to the top and getting a match with Cena. Him and Orton, it's a great matchup, and they've built for it for so long. And I like the fact that they are paying off all the teases that they did when Cody was champion, with Orton looking at the title. You know, the one trope that Jeremy hates the most. Orton did it a few dozen times when Cody was the champion, and they were teaming up against the Bloodline and Kevin Owens at times. But I like the fact that we get in this matchup in a sports context of basically a tournament is the reason that we're finally getting Cody and Orton. I like that. I like that as a little bit of tidbit, a little bit of a swerve to what we thought was going to happen was Cody becomes champion and Orton's going to eventually turn on him. Instead, we're getting it in more of we're both fighting for that opportunity.
Well, Sammy is going to wrestle at Night of Champions. He's going to face Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross finally gets a big singles opportunity after months of strong reactions and main event spots. But Karrion Kross and Sami Zayn, I don't think Kross is winning this. I'd be pretty stunned if he won this match. But when they announced this match, I thought it was going to be for Raw next week when they were like, oh, you're getting this match. Yeah. And then they announced it for Night of Champions. Like, oh, okay. It's finally a spot for Kross for a sink or swim moment, because people have wanted this. People have wanted him to get this opportunity. Now he's got it against Sami Zayn, who it's nearly impossible to have a bad match against. And if you don't perform in this match, I don't know what the future holds for Kross.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, they had to do it at Saudi Arabia because Sami Zayn is like the most popular babyface in Saudi Arabia, as we've seen over the last 2 years. So it made sense to add that to the card. I didn't expect them to add two more matches to the card that they pull after they pulled Dominic Mysterio versus AJ Styles. I didn't expect them to give us both Sammy and Karrion Kross and Raquel Rodriguez versus Rhea Ripley in a street fight. I thought that was kind of like, all right, we're going away from 5-match merchant Triple H to 6-match merchant Triple H. He's given us six at Saudi Arabia. The Prince asks for one more. Well, he has been doing that because he did I think 7 at last year's Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia. So yeah, he gives the Prince a little bit extra. You don't get the usual 5-match merchant Triple H in Saudi Arabia. You get 6 to 7, which is very much appreciated. It actually feels like a PLE instead of a bootleg takeover like these 5-match merchant PLEs feel like. But the card though, can we have a serious conversation about this card? This card sucks. That's my serious conversation about it. Like Cody and Orton, I think that's gonna be great. But everything else on this card, I'm like, I don't know about this one. Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu. They got an interesting storyline, but I don't know how that's gonna be in the ring. Asuka versus Jade Cargill. And this is another serious conversation we gotta have. I love Jade Cargill. Think she has movie star looks. Her physique is ridiculous. She looks like a superhero and an action figure. And I just wish they would book her like a female Goldberg, because her trying to have 50-50 matches, oh, they're so bad. They're so bad. She was not good last night in that matchup. Roxanne did the best that she could, and she got a decent matchup at her. But like, I was texting like Jimmy Macaram and the True Hill Heat Gang, and I was just like, I think we all just have to come to the realization that this is just how good Jade's going to be. This is just the limit. Like, she's not going to get better than this. Like, this is just who she is, because Triple H made a whole big deal. And I feel like that set her up for failure as well. Was that whole Triple H press conference when he got asked about where's Jade Cargill, and he's like, oh, she wasn't trained properly. So, we had to train her up, and, we had to train her. So when she's ready, she'll be here. And then last year wasn't the greatest year because she had some like notable big moments where she had a couple of big botches. But like last night, Roxanne was wrestling circles around her. Like, she's very slow in the ring. A lot of her transitions don't look good. Her feet work are not there yet. When she's doing the babyface comeback, it just felt so unnatural for her. It's just not good. It's not good. It's not good.
Yeah. I think the match with Asuka will be good because Asuka is that good. But they got to keep these matches shorter. Anything over 10 minutes for Jade is a little bit of a struggle. It's got to be shorter than 10. Unless it's, if it's a multi-woman match, it works because there's obviously multiple people there. But I think we're going to get short matches on this show, and that's why there are 6 matches. Like, I don't see Jacob and Solo going long. I don't see Jade and Asuka going long. Rhea and Raquel, it's a street fight, so maybe they give it some time. But
Go like 12, 13 minutes.
Yeah. Punk and Cena,
they've delivered in these kind of like plunder brawls in the past. Like, they have delivered in those style of matches. Like, I always go back to their last woman standing matchup at NXT. That was great. But Raquel hasn't really shown us like too much in regards to being the same Raquel that she was in NXT as of late. And I think I'm saying that in the nicest way possible.
Punk and Cena will get a lot of time, and Cody and Orton will get a lot of time. And those could range from...
and that doesn't sound good. Punk and Cena, like if Cena does not deliver in this big matchup, and he usually does deliver against CM Punk, but if he's delivering the same type of quality he's given us for the duration of this heel run, this might be the worst in-ring PLE in a very long time.
Just enjoy the show, SP3. Don't worry about the quality of the matches.
I'm just saying.
Just enjoy the show.
I'm just saying. I agree with Lab Glass. Yeah, Jade should probably be a heel, not a baby face. Because, like I said, that baby face, when she's doing the bump, when Roxanne's doing the bump and feed, and she's not even laying in these like back elbows and stuff like this, it just took me out of the matchup. I'm just like, she just not very natural as a baby face at all, unless she's just running through somebody. And no, I'm saying that Z and I were saying, are y'all calling Jade Cargill the female Goldberg, SMFNH? No, I'm saying she should be booked like a female Goldberg. She should just run through people, because that's better. She's better suited for that than having a 12-minute match that's slow and plotting, and she just has to sit on her back and sell for someone that 9 times out of 10, if you just look at them side by side, you would say, oh, Jay's going to run through her. That's not her strong suit. That's not where she's good at.
Not having live events to work on stuff is also a detriment to the talent, because she can't work longer matches in a live event setting to improve on a lot of it. It's all on television, and she's been on television since literally day one. Like, we've seen her from her first match to her most recent. I think every match except for maybe a couple of live events like overseas, but otherwise every match we've seen from her has been on television. And I think she needs some live event reps to really hone things in, especially if they're going to have her do these longer matches. If they give her 5 to 6 minute matches, okay, no problem. I think those are within her wheelhouse. Over 10 minutes, it's not only a struggle from like her perspective and her work, it's a struggle from the layout, as SP3 talked about, of like her like having to sell for some of the smaller girls. It just doesn't look all that great. Like, she is a superhero. She should just be running through people, and when she's not, it just looks a little awkward. So you need live events to hone that and make that look good, and they don't have that. I think if they did, maybe this stuff would look a little bit crisper and a little bit more like in the moment. But without it, like you said, like some of the stuff just kind of takes you out.
And like that's why her first year in WWE, I thought it was well done, despite like some notable like botches that she had at times. I thought it was the right use of her, where she was in tag team matches. Bianca would sell and be the babyface in peril, and then she would make the hot tag, and Jade would just be running wild and running crazy, and she was doing well at making those hot tag moments matter and stand out, and she was getting a good reaction doing it. When she's working a singles match, you just don't have that. You don't have that anymore, and now she has to sell if you're going to give her a 10-minute matchup. I didn't think the match with Roxanne was her best work. I thought Roxanne was good, but it wasn't the best work from Jade. So I'm hopeful that Asuka being in there, someone who's a little bit more experienced and I don't think I've ever really seen Asuka have a bad matchup. I think she's the right person to be in there with Jade and get something out of it. But that's a 50-50 shot there. And then everything else, like Karrion Kross and Sami Zayn, that can be good, but I don't think it's going to be like match of the night or anything like that. And yeah, and then, like I said, I think the only matchup that I'm for sure is going to be at least good, maybe even great, is Cody and Orton on this entire Night of Champions card.
I think Punk and Cena is going to...
I'm not gonna put money on John Cena being good in 2025. No Can't. I'm hoping. I hope you're right. And I hope that is, because then I would be like was said earlier in the chat, like if you keep the expectations low, they sometimes will have a banger PLE. And I'll tell you, Night of Champions, it got low expectations from my book.
Fair. I mean, it's not the greatest card on paper. It's really not. And I don't know what to expect from it. I guess it's going forward. You know, that's a question unto itself, a decision unto itself.
Yeah, what do you think about all the drama from yesterday with the airspace being down? You had a couple of the staffers who weren't already there, because a lot of staffers were already in Saudi Arabia to start the setup process, but the staffers that were coming down for this week for SmackDown and Night of Champions were stuck in Qatar during the airspace kind of suspension that they had yesterday. And yesterday's Monday Night Raw confirmed that it will be happening in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. We also had Donald Trump say that there's a ceasefire between Iran and Israel, which a lot of people are just like, all right, if you say so. We don't trust you too much at this point, but okay. So yeah, I don't think that there ever been this much of a connection with politics and pro wrestling as much as this week.
So from Fightful Select last night, Night of Champions and SmackDown this weekend in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. There were reports on Monday the U.S. jets scrambling over Saudi Arabia, leading to a natural concern for the event. As of 2:30 p.m. Eastern, talent that were slated to go to Saudi Arabia had not been updated on any changes. They're planned to head over midweek via charter plane that would have them there for SmackDown unless a change is made. As highlighted yesterday, there have been no additional fan events that were expected to be announced. Talent we spoke to said they expect that WWE is figure things out like everyone else right now. There was word within WWE that there are some early arriving staff that are stuck in Qatar while airspaces are temporarily shut down. They were en route to Riyadh. There have been additional staff from WWE in Saudi for 2 weeks, but a few staff are stuck in Qatar. As of right now, it's going forward. WWE's not made any public statement on this. I don't suspect they will, unless the event is moved or canceled. Then you kind of have to make a public statement. We saw this when Saudi Arabia murdered the journalist Jamal Khashoggi. I apologize, I know I mispronounced his name. And there was talks of like, oh, is this event going to happen? And then it just went forward. I just assume it's going to go forward. I'm not saying that's the right decision, but I just assume it's going to go forward because they think things are fine, and that's how they operate. Again, don't think it's the right decision, but that's what I expect out of WWE in this, is that it's just going to go forward. And I hope everything goes forward without incident. I hope everybody's safe. I hope nothing's happened. Because if something does, then God forbid, like, we're going to have even more questions. But I just expect it's going to be moved forward. Again, I don't think it should. I don't think it's worth it. But I suspect it will.
Yeah, and the chat's confirming that the ceasefire was violated and only lasted about 1 hour. So, yeah, I mean, it's a very touch and go, and it's ever changing, it seems like. And I'm just thinking about, I wish that WWE and TKO would think more about the safety of innocent civilians more than anything. Because, yeah, the Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and where the Kingdom Arena is at is not like near the coastlines from what I'm aware. But it's so dangerous right now. It's such a touchy kind of situation that's so at heavy. It should hit everybody at heavy alert. And I know for a fact, because, my missus has people who still work, friends who still work in WWE, that there's a lot of people that don't think that this is the right decision to do, and they wish that there was a change made. But I asked the question on social media yesterday, and I was like, is WWE's greed this much that they are just not gonna really address this in the way that they should, and at least put out a statement where you're talking about how the measures you're taking to protect not only your wrestlers, your staff, your production people, your crew, but the innocent civilians, the innocent fans that are going to be at your arena. It's very hard to even talk about this whole situation because it's so messy. It's so messy right now.
They are so in bed with Saudi as well. Not only just the WWE stuff, UFC, this new Zuffa boxing, like they got a lot of ties to them. And I don't think they want to do anything to ruin that. I think they think it'll be fine, and they don't want to mess up that relationship because I don't know if they think they'll be understandable. It's a bad situation, though. Like, just... I wish they would just cancel it, move it, whatever you got to do, because the risk, it's too much of a risk with everything going on, and it doesn't feel worth it.
Even if nothing happens, say, God willing, all prayers to everyone, especially, like I said, I'm going to keep emphasizing, there's innocent civilians that's being put at risk for even just running this show. Everything works out fine. Everyone comes home safe. There's no hostage situation. It still makes WWE look bad because of the way they're handling this whole situation heading into it.
It doesn't look great because we know WWE people are looked at as celebrities. We know that there's potential that something more could happen because they're looked at as celebrities. And we know they have ties to Trump. Literally, the creative officer's mother-in-law is part of Trump's cabinet. We know they have ties. So sending people to the company, sending people with ties to Trump over there, it's just such a risk when you don't know what could happen and how, what the Middle East is thinking with these things. I don't love it, but I assume it's just going to go forward. Again, don't like it. Don't think it should. I assume it will.
Yeah, because this is the company we're talking about here, and we can only go by their history of decision making, and especially when it comes to Saudi Arabia with other kind of international news stories like this. So it's sad, but it is a truth and a reality that we're living in here. So once again, I'm going to send my prayers to all the innocent civilians who will be going to the show. It's just disgusting. It's kind of gross. I'm a little grossed out by the whole thing.
I probably would not watch if I did not have to do.
If I didn't have to cover it, like, and mind you, I could just say, nah, you know what, we're not gonna cover it. But I feel like I've made a commitment with my own channel to cover the shows and stuff like that, and I might want to give like some like anything that I get as far as super chats for the review and stuff that I'll do on Saturday. I might give it to charity because all of this is very gross. It's very gross.
I know we do that with our post show. The super chats go to a good cause, and we don't get any of that money. So I
might hit you up about that and send you whatever we get, because
All right.
yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, it's. I mean, my wife hasn't watched any of the Saudi shows. She just refuses. She's not going to support watching the Saudi shows, and I don't blame her. Honestly,
No.
I don't blame her. All right, Goldberg cursed as we go in a completely different direction. Goldberg said he's going to beat the fuck out of Gunther. Good for him. I thought it was a good promo by Goldberg. I thought it was a good promo by Gunther, too.
I thought Gunther's promo was great. I literally messaged Jimmy. I got into a whole 10-minute debate with Jimmy because I was like, I think Gunther's entered into the best talkers in WWE conversation. Of course, Jimmy said I was bugging and I was going too far. But I told him, I was like, I knew all the people he would say is ahead of him. And I was like, this is why I said enter the conversation. I think that Heyman is still better than him. I think Becky's still better than him. He tried to bring up Punk, and I was like, nah, Punk goes too much into, it feels great to be in Assert City tonight on a Monday night and all that corny stuff. So no, Gunther's better than Punk right now. Right now, in 2025, Gunther is more consistent than CM Punk. He's more consistent than John Cena. He's more consistent. Well, I haven't heard Roman Reigns talk since WrestleMania, so he's more consistent than him. Anyone you want to name, he's more consistent in. The only people, that's why I said he's entered the conversations with the Becky Lynch and Paul Heyman's of the world of WWE. He's one of the best talkers right now. His work with Jey Uso ahead of WrestleMania was exceptional. The promo last night was tremendous. And I liked Goldberg's intensity. It felt very serious, very toned down from some of his like more cartoonish ways that he can go about, but he has a level of intensity that's always been great to watch, and I thought that they did that very well with the sit-down interview last night, and I liked Gunther's kind of response to that. This ain't 1999 anymore, it's 2025, and I'm the world
Goldberg
heavyweight
sucked
champion.
in 1999. He used the wrong year for 1999.
Well, he was still healthy, somewhat.
Goldberg's run was in 1999, though.
Yeah, I know, it was 1998.
Yeah, like Goldberg wasn't good in 1999. He'd already lost by that point.
There's people argue that he was the 1998 Wrestler of the Year.
He probably did win some type of award for that because
for PWI or something.
Yeah, because it's a kayfabe list, so yeah. He won a lot of matches. Yeah, 1998 was Goldberg's big run. That's what Gunther should have referenced. Goldberg's cage match is so funny because you look at like the first page. His last match was 2002. You scroll all the way down. This is page 1. And it's the bottom of the page is 2000. He's had 100 matches. Televised, non-televised, 100 matches since October of 2000.
So 25 years. He's at 100 matches.
Yeah. That's hilarious. His cage match.
Funny.
I mean, he's only 4 pages deep anyway, which is funny. But yeah, the fact that like the year 2000 is on his first page and his most recent match was in 2022. There's nobody else has that, right? Like 100 matches in 25 years.
Quite
That's
impressive.
Insane.
Gotta say,
I gotta respect it. He's made more money than all these other dudes. Like Kevin Nash. Maybe I don't know how active. Van Damme's actually been pretty active.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
I was gonna say Brock. Maybe Brock.
To even Nash, his last match was 2018. The bottom of his first page was 2009. So that's less than 10 years. All right, let's. This all the
TNA runs.
Brock could be a good call. His last match 2023, bottom of the first page 2004. Close.
Damn, that's 19. He's at 19 years. You got 22 years on Goldberg's first page. 19 years. That's probably the closest we're gonna get.
But see, Goldberg's page is going to look worse after Saturday because he's going to have 2025, and then it'll still be 2000 as the bottom of his first page. So it's going to look worse on Saturday. At Brock's is
not 2 weeks. 2 weeks from Saturday.
No, it's Saturday. It's this weekend.
No, Night of Champions.
Oh, Saturday. Yeah. Sorry. He's not wrestling in Night of Champions. Sorry.
Saturday night's main event.
Yeah, my fault.
It's all good.
All right, Goldberg and Gunther. Yeah, I thought it was good promos from both of them. Apparently, they taped like 20 minutes with Goldberg and aired like 2.
It's like 2 minutes to the point that they didn't even get to the part of him saying that this is his last match. Michael Cole just had to say it on
that
commentary.
Was hilarious. Michael Cole's like, I asked him if it was his last match. He's like, yes. I asked him, what if he wins the title? He's like, well, that'll be interesting. Like, you couldn't air this?
I was like, why you couldn't clip it? Like, you couldn't clip together 5 minutes, a 5-minute promo of the best stuff from the cut?
I assume they'll air the whole thing, like, on YouTube or ahead of, like, the Saturday Night's Main Event's kickoff show.
They don't have Saturday Night Main Event kickoff.
Well, they will for this, SP3. You know they will.
They're going to play it on the Evolution kickoff show.
They're gonna have a Saturday Night's Main Event kickoff show for this one. Because it's just going to be all day WWE. It's going to be like, hey, start Great American Bash. And then once that ends, come to the kickoff show. And then once that ends, it's Saturday Night's Main Event. They're going to try to...
So they're going to be like, right here on Peacock, after we're done with Great American Bash, stay tuned for the Saturday Night's Main Event kickoff show. Don't turn the channel. Don't order another pay-per-view. Don't go, please.
Please watch our show.
Please watch our show. Have they even announced anything for Great American Bash?
No. They haven't announced anything for Evolution.
They are just running a show. They have announced something for Evolution.
Yeah, the NXT women's title match.
Yeah.
Yes.
At least they've done that.
We don't know.
At least they started the story of Nikki Bella and Liv Morgan before Liv got injured. They are at least putting things forward for Evolution and Saturday Night's Main Event. NXT has not even addressed Great American Bash. There's no one even sniffing around Obafemi at this point. Like the one person that they teased going for Obafemi was Yoshihiko Inamura and freaking Trick Williams, who's the TNA World Champion. So kind of weird. Kind of weird. It feels like WWE just scheduled this show to counter program or something. I don't know.
I think we'll get Great American Bash announcements tonight.
Yeah, I would hope so.
or they'll announce matches for next week that set up Great American Bash. Like, here's going to be a battle royal next Tuesday. The winner faces Obafemi at Great American Bash.
Didn't they do the same thing for Battleground? They just started doing we're gonna do another one. No, they did that for Stand and Deliver, their biggest show of the year. They did a gauntlet match and a number one contender for the North American title, all on the Go Home show.
Battleground, they did that too. That was when Miles Bourne won.
But they did that a week before, because the Go Home segment was the back and forth that they had on the mic. No, they did that 2 weeks before the show, because he wins the Battle Royal. Then the next week is when he has the in-ring promo to kick off, and then he faces Ethan Page. And then week after that is when they did the face-to-face where Jasper Troy, the monster, the Reaper, Jasper Troy comes out and attacks Obafemi.
Okay. You're right. Your memory's better than mine. Still.
Don't ask me how I remember that stuff, guys.
It's gonna. I just hope it's another battle royal. Maybe they'll pick names out of a hat. They're like Great American Bash. Who's gonna challenge Obafemi? It's
Jackson
Charlie
Drake
Dempsey.
of Fantasy.
Oh,
Vanity Project. Are they even going to do an NXT Women's Championship matchup at Great American Bash?
Yeah, I think it's going to be Blake and JC. I think that's where they're setting up there.
I can see that. That makes sense. Even though I don't know why they think it's a good idea to make Blake Monroe a babyface.
Why? What do you mean?
Her character doesn't really scream babyface.
Well, but she's gonna get cheered, so she's a babyface.
How much will it cost WWE to get the rights to Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter?
They're not gonna do that.
They need to.
No, they're not gonna.
I've been listening to mainstream music, mainstream songs, because I had to do a list for Wrestle Talk.
What? Okay, what song? What is this?
I had to come up with a list of WWE wrestlers who can get mainstream songs, so I had to find out what's mainstream songs. So I looked at the Billboard Hot 100, and I seen like 3 or 4 his Sabrina Carpenter songs, and I was like, I'll just pick the most popular one, and it was Espresso. But I gave that to Tiffany Stratton.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it should be Blake.
Yeah, it should be Blake. I agree.
What other?
But they don't care that much. They don't care that much.
They're not going to get any mainstream songs.
No.
Unless it's a holdover.
I gave Jacob Fatu Squabble Up.
Okay.
Because he's from Cali. I made the Cali connection there. I gave Ricky Starks, Ricky Saints, Lil Wayne band from New Orleans. And who else? Oh, I gave Liv Morgan Drake's Nokia.
Okay. She mentioned Drake and Sabrina Carpenter as a song.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
They ain't paying for any of this stuff.
No, not at all. Not at all. The hardest one was trying to figure out what Metro Booming song I wanted to put on this list, because I was like, Metro, all your songs are just beats that you made. You're not really on this song. This is not really your song.
If they don't have Metro do a theme song for somebody, they screwed up. Like, he wants to do it. This is a layup right here. If they can't figure that out, they've screwed up.
Yeah.
And Seth Rollins is reportedly supposed to have a new theme. I haven't heard it yet.
But he just came out to the same thing he's been having for weeks. We're Jeremy. We're like 3 months into this faction.
I think of you when he comes out and he does I'm a visionary. I am a revolutionary. I am Seth. So freaking. I like SP3 hates this. I know he hates this promo.
Oh my god. This was ridiculous, bro. It's like, dude, why are you doing the same babyface stick? Why do you need a 15-minute promo to say the same thing you've been saying for years now? Oh my god. Like, this was the exact definition of this promo could have been an email. He just comes out and he's just droning and annoying. I messaged after his promo was done, and I messaged Jimmy Macaram, and I was like, dude, I almost fell asleep. It's like 1 a.m. in the UK. Like, I almost fell asleep watching that Seth Rollins promo. Like, I almost tapped out on Raw completely for the night. 1 segment in, I was like, I don't know if I can make it. I'm feeling tired after that Seth Rollins promo. He came out and droned and said absolutely nothing. He is next to one of the greatest promo guys of all time, by far the best promo guy in the company, and they don't let him say anything. At this point, I will take Braun Breaker just riffing on his uncle's promos than Seth Rollins droning for 15 minutes, saying absolutely nothing. What's the point? Yo, it's been 3 months. He's saying the same thing. Oh my god.
I didn't hate this promo as much as you did. I liked that he called out the crowd for being fickle. My issue with it is you just brought attention to the fact that they are being fickle, and it didn't actually lead to anything, because you still got your babyface reaction because you mentioned they're barking with Braun Breaker and they're still singing your song. It's like you didn't do anything to make them dislike you. You just pointed out the reasons why they do like you. You got to do something to make them dislike you. And they didn't do anything with that. I don't understand why
I
Paul
created
Heyman.
Roman Reigns. I'm
Yeah,
the
he said
reason why
this
they
stuff
brought
so
back
often.
CM. Yo, you said this before, dude.
Yeah. I still don't know. I still don't know the point of this group. Like, what's the point? What are you guys? You want complete control. Okay, go get the title. Then, like, what is complete? CM Punk's getting a world title match. Like, this is the guy that you wanted to stop from being in. He's getting a world title match against John Cena. John Cena, who wants to ruin
qualify for Money in the
wrestling.
Bank. He didn't even have to qualify.
Yeah. Like, you guys want total power. All right, do something to actually make that happen. I don't know why Paul Heyman's not talking more, because at least he ties up a lot of loose ends and, you know, gets people against him, gets people booing him. Seth feels a little too. He still wants to be liked with everything, and he's got to let that go. He's got to let go of, oh, I want you to sing my song. I want you to bark with Braun Breaker. It's got to be more, no, I don't want you to like me at all. Drew McIntyre does a great job with that, because Drew McIntyre can spit truth, but he does it in a way that still makes him hateable. Yeah. And that's why Drew works so well. Seth does it too much in a way of like, oh, I still want to be liked by the fan. Like, I'm saying my truth. Why don't you like me for saying my truth? Instead of, I'm saying my truth. I don't care if you don't like it. That's the difference between Seth and Drew.
He still very much cares if the fans like him or not.
Yeah.
And I just like, and we got Will in the chat who says, who's better, Deaf Riders or Seth Riders? Neither one are that good, to be fair. But at least with the Deaf Riders, it feels like we're heading to the point. I'm still waiting for the point of the Seth Riders. I'm still waiting for them to be the Seth Riders. I'm still waiting for them to be the Dangerous Alliance, the Vision, whatever you want to call it. It's been 3 months. What's the point?
It has been. It's been since WrestleMania. It's been 2 months. It's been 2 months.
It's felt like 2 years.
Fair, but it's been.
I've
2
seen
months.
so many moments of them coming out and droning and saying nothing. That it feels like 2 years at this point.
It does. Like, I don't disagree. They haven't done much of anything. Like, they've beaten people up. I think they could stand to do more of that. They've told people, stay out of my way. I think they could stand to do more of that. And Seth has the Money in the Bank briefcase. But he's not using it as the threat that he should be.
No.
Like, you didn't address the John Cena, CM Punk stuff at all.
No. He could have teased that he's gonna. He could talk about how he always wanted to stop CM Punk from winning the WWE Championship, and now I have the key to do that with the Money in the Bank. So yes, I'll be in Saudi Arabia. At least that has a point to 15-minute opening promo that you were teasing that you're gonna get involved on Sunday. There was no point to last night. I think that's why it annoyed me so much. There was no point. It set up our opening matchup that we already knew was happening. So there was no point to no point.
Yeah, threaten to cash in and prevent CM Punk. Say, this briefcase allows me, ensures that CM Punk will not win the WWE Championship on Saturday. This briefcase ensures that CM Punk will fail once again, that CM Punk sold his soul to go to Saudi Arabia to prove some point against John Cena and it's all going to be for naught. He's going to fail once again, and he's going to be an even bigger hypocrite because he went there to win the title, and this briefcase ensures that he's not going to win the title. And he still decided to take this match knowing that he's not going to win this title because I have this briefcase.
And that's your hero.
Why.
That's who you cheer for.
And that's why he's a bigger hypocrite than even John Cena said he was. Look at that. SP3, we came up with that on the spot in 30 seconds.
That has a point to it. That has a point to it, unlike what we got last night. That's what annoyed me so much. And the opening matchup was good. It was very good. Penta and Braun Breaker. I thought they really worked well together. I love the finish. It really picked up in the last few minutes with Penta going off with his crazy arsenal. I love the little suplex spot where Braun dropped him onto the ring post during the ad break. That was really well done. And got the fans behind Penta to make his comeback in the end. And Braun catching him with the midair spear. That was really well done. And then Seth comes back out to steal the spotlight again, and he says, yeah, I'm only going to warn you once. And then leaves. Like, dude, what's the point? I was on your side, man. Remember Jeremy before WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Oh, I was on Seth's side. After WrestleMania, I was on Seth's side. I said the Raw after WrestleMania was one of the best episodes of Raw in the longest time because there was actually optimism behind this Seth Riders group. I loved Bronson Reed joining the group at Saturday Night's main event last month. That was one of the best parts of that show. But then I have to deal with these 15-minute promos, and I lose all the enthusiasm and optimism that I have for this group. And the fact that they don't have a name, they don't have a new theme song. It's just like, do y'all know what the point is? Because that's what I'm questioning now. I'm not questioning what the point is. I'm questioning, do y'all know what the point is?
I'm not sure they know. I'm not sure they know either.
And then, no, you got Zeno Hour, who's always my arch nemesis in the chat. He's saying SP3 is too mean towards the GOAT's husband. No, I am exactly how I'm supposed to treat him because he is the husband of the GOAT, who is one of the best characters in the company. Like, why don't you do a work study program with your wife in bed? Like, tell me how to be a heel. Tell me how to be an effective character. Tell me how to make a damn point. Because that's all Becky Lynch does. That matchup with Bayley was really good. It had the predictable finish of a non-finish, but we knew that going in, so it didn't have the same kind of feeling of like any other DQ finish has on Monday Night Raw. We knew the point of that going in. They accomplished what they needed to accomplish. Lyra and Bayley now have an issue because Lyra got involved. Becky goaded Lyra into getting involved as well, so she looks like a very smart heel. They checked all the boxes with a non-finish, while Seth Rollins got double the amount of time and accomplished nothing.
Paul Heyman should be talking more. I think that's the biggest takeaway. Why isn't Paul Heyman talking more?
Best talker in the company. We're just going to let Seth Rollins do all the talking.
There's our clip for today. The Seth talk. Everyone can enjoy that. Anything else from Raw? You mentioned Becky and Bayley. DQ. As kind of expected. Maybe a triple threat for Evolution. Is that where we're headed?
Yeah, I think that's where we're headed, and that should be a great matchup. Lyra Valkyria has been on fire this year. Becky Lynch has come back in rare form. She feels like post pregnancy Becky in 2021, where she was just on fire in the ring, where she was just delivering good to great matches on out, and she's been like that ever since she made her return this time around. The GOAT doing GOAT things, and shout outs to my good friend Rebecca Quinn shouting me out once again at the SummerSlam kickoff show over the weekend. Appreciate you.
I pop every time.
I know the check's in the mail.
Illustrated. I pop every time she references it. Like, Good on SP3.
I love seeing it because John Alba is always in our Sports Illustrated chat saying like, "Oh, Becky sure would love to sit again." Like, thank you.
That was Raw, everybody. We have NXT tonight. Let's see what's on this show.
I know we're going to determine a new Heritage Cup champion after NXT GM Ava announced on social media that Norm Dar, unfortunately, has suffered another injury. Damn, I hate when people get injured like back to back. It's just so sad. It's like, dude, damn, he just came back. He just came back after Mania, right?
He had one match, won the Heritage Cup title, and now he's hurt again.
Damn, man, that sucks. That really sucks. But we're gonna see a new Heritage Cup champion being crowned between Tony D'Angelo and Stax. Hopefully, this match is better than that stand and deliver match.
I think Luca Crucificiano is gonna get involved. Crucificiano. I said it correctly.
Crucificiano. You made that a lot more difficult than Crucifino.
Crucificiano. That's his name. I think he's gonna get involved. I think he sides with Stax. I do.
Yeah. It makes sense. Like, they need to wrap this up. Tony D's ready to be on the main roster. He's the only last vestiges, or one of the last vestiges of the 2.0 era that hasn't moved on.
Do we get Rizzo? Does she appear? And
also turns on Tony D. Yeah, all the D'Angelo family turn on Tony D, join the Lorenzo family, and then Tony D can get called up.
They should toss him into the river, and then the next time we see him is on SmackDown. He's still like dripping wet. He's got like seaweed hanging off of him. And he's like, "Oh, what is Tony D'Angelo? I thought he was left for dead with the fishes." And he's got a fish with him as well. He's like, "They tried to leave me for dead, swimming with the fishes, but Tony D'Angelo doesn't die. And now I'm part of SmackDown to make everybody else swim with the fishes."
The dawn of SmackDown.
Yeah, there we go. And then Carmelo Hayes comes out.
Makes sense.
And he's like, "Good luck."
No, you know he's gonna feud with The Miz. He's new from NXT. He's got a feud with The Miz.
That'd be a good feud, actually. I'd actually like that feud.
I would. This would be the first Miz feud in a long time. I'd be like, you know what? This makes sense.
Yeah, Miz. Dude, Miz doing mob skits? No, that'd be good. That'd actually rule.
Oh no. He's like he challenges to a matchup. He's like, "I want to have a contract signing." He's like, "No, I'm not gonna do it in the ring. I want to go to your restaurant. I'm ordering some pasta and some." He pre-orders his meal for the restaurant.
I want Mobster Miz. That'd actually be great.
Yes, if Miz wins, he gets to join the D'Angelo family.
He just gets the D'Angelo family. Like, Tony D'Angelo has to be like his servant. He has to be his understudy.
Or for the restaurant, he gets the rights to the restaurant. Oh, okay. That'd be perfect.
All right,
that'd be perfect. And the bookie, he gets the gambling ring that Tony D'Angelo's in charge of as well.
Yeah, I like it.
Or the Miz wins and he becomes Tony D's consigliere. He's gonna need a new one if Luca turns on him.
No, Tony D should be his consigliere.
I don't know if Tony D is good with business dealings. I know Miz is.
But Miz has got to be in charge. That's the thing. Like, Miz has got to be the boss here.
I don't know.
But we're on the right track here with Mobster Miz. One way.
Monster Miz.
Yeah. Miz running his front for running a car wash front for the drug money that's coming.
Yeah, he cleans the drug money through the car wash. Perfect. This is perfect. I'm here for all of this.
Running the garbage disposal business for, that's the front for the drugs.
Perfect.
We need this because when people just randomly disappear because they get released, we need to have an explanation, and they at least do that on NXT. It's like, oh yeah, we took care of them.
Yeah.
We handled that business. We need that on the main roster. So yeah, we got to take it care of. Miz has just got like a bunch of bodies on his name now.
Like, Miz starts collecting manila envelopes from people. It's great.
Miz would be great in this too.
He would have the time of his life. Yeah. He was like, I've always wanted to play a mobster in one of my D-list movies. Now I get to play it on television. This is great.
Yeah, Miz would be great at this. I'm all for it.
I don't even know or care what else is on NXT. I'm ready for D'Angelo to lose so we can get the D'Angelo Miz story now.
TNA World title, Trick Williams against Josh Briggs because Inamura pinned Trick Williams, so Josh Briggs gets a title shot.
I need Tom Hannafin to be brought in for this match. He was so upset about this on Impact this week. He was so tight. He was like, we're at the point where the NXT guy getting a shot at the TNA World Championship. We need our guys to get the title back. Oh, Tom Hannafin. He's so good. So good. I think Trick's gonna retain because we're gonna get Trick, and we didn't talk about that yesterday. The TNA Impact live viewing on, if you're a TNA Plus member, the free live viewing of the taping where they had a bunch of big stuff that happened on the show. It's gonna air on Thursday, so Joe can talk about it then. Santino announced that Joe Hendry will get a shot at the TNA World Championship at Slammiversary, and then Santana at the end of the night said that he wants in on that opportunity and he wants to get a shot at the TNA World Championship at Slammiversary. So it looks like we're getting a three-way with the winner of Trick versus Briggs versus Hendry and Santana.
Yeah. Joe Hendry. They're still trying to do something.
He's a draw. He's a draw, guys. Like, what are you talking about?
Okay. All right. Sure.
He's like, all right, sure, whatever you say, man. Whatever you say, man.
Joe Hendry's fine, but it just feels like it's past with him. It just feels like it's past.
Trick Williams as TNA World Champion ain't exactly moving tickets for Slammiversary, though.
Well, I said that when he won the title. I didn't think that Trick was going to move tickets like that. It's not a knock on Trick. It's just I don't think NXT moves tickets like that unless they have the WWE, like they're running a similar weekend to WWE. Then it's like, okay, get NXT because WWE is also here. But them running on their own, it's not going to fully move like that. And if you're just using Trick Williams, like, I think NXT, the name draws. I don't think they have like a person who draws like that. I think it's a collection of talent that draws well. I don't think they have one person who is going to move tickets like that. It could be Oba Femi, it could be Jordan Grace, it could be Mariah May, Blake Monroe. I don't think one person moves tickets like that for NXT. I think it's the name and the collection of talent. And when you only try to use one or two names, but it's a TNA show, it's not even a WWE show, it's not even an NXT show. It was like, I'm not into that.
Maybe it changes with the match being made official on the regular Thursday viewing. I don't know. They also brought in Cedric Alexander, and it looks like he's gonna be facing Mustafa Ali at some point, probably at Slammiversary as well. So maybe getting some new names in there will freshen things up. Maybe they're gonna have to throw in like a WWE main roster person on the card as well to get those tickets moving. We shall see. Hopefully they announce some stuff for Great American Bash on tonight's show, but that's anybody's guess. There's another match on. Oh yeah, the four-way number one contenders matchup with Jordan Grace, Izzy Dame, Jada Parker, and Lash Legend. Look, I said that without even looking it up. My memory is really good.
It feels like it's gonna be Jordan, but if Blake Monroe wins the title at Great American Bash, I don't think they're doing it. They want to do Jordan and Blake cold on one day's build.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see JC Jane beating Blake but losing to Jordan. I think if Jordan wins, it's a sign that Blake's gonna lose at Great American Bash if they.
Or they're gonna do Jordan, Blake, and someone else versus Fatal Influence at Great American Bash.
Okay, all right. Yeah, it should be Thea Hale. She got screwed over. She should.
She made Jada tap out.
That's right. She should be in the match. She should be challenging for the title. The Thea Hale screw job. Blasphemy, Shawn Michaels.
So sad. So sad. How you get screwed like that? Yeah, I think Jada. I think Jordan. Jordan has to be the favorite. If it's not Jordan, I think if you have a heel like the Izzy Dame win, I think that gives away that Blake Monroe is going to win the title at Great American Bash. So yeah, I think that Jordan Grace would be the safest bet because I think that Evolution will be her like main roster call up anyway. I don't think she's going to win the title at Evolution. I think she's there to be a name person who they are going to push on the main roster by getting her introduction on the big all women's show. And she loses for the NXT championship before getting called up to Raw, SmackDown, preferably SmackDown because they need it more.
Oh, that's possible. That's possible that Jordan might just lose and get called up because Blake's probably going to be there for a little while. It should probably be like an end of year call up, I would imagine.
End of year, beginning of next, yeah.
Yeah. That's NXT for tonight, everybody. Anything else, SP3?
This morning, you had yesterday morning, because we didn't bring it up, was New Japan Pro Wrestling Seoul Tour, which saw Callum Newman defeat Tai Chi for Callum Newman to qualify into the G1 Climax 35 tournament, and Drilla Maloney defeated Tomohiro Ishii to qualify for the NJPW's G1 Climax 35 tournament. I think it was good choices because Callum Newman's a young star who they're building around, and Drilla Maloney is new to the heavyweight scene, and he has been doing so well. Like I didn't like Dan Maloney when I first saw him in like NXT UK and on the NDC Progress Rev Pro and stuff like that. But since he's become Drilla Maloney in New Japan Pro Wrestling, I've really become a big fan of him, and boy, has he put on the muscle to be a heavyweight. So him and Tomohiro Ishii had a great matchup, really good matchup between Tai Chi and Callum Newman. So I think they were good choices, but it is a damn shame that New Japan Pro Wrestling even put us in this type of situation because Tomohiro Ishii, if he can do it, and Tai Chi, I know he can do it, they should be in the G1 Climax tournament as well. And the fact that we gotta deal with two matches with Don Fale and Chase Owens, Tai Chi deserves his opportunity. Like you can't do this to us again, New Japan Pro Wrestling. Put Tai Chi in next year's G1. You're ridiculous at this point. Stop it. And then this morning you had the Death Pain Invitational. I saw a little bit of that. It looked like a crazy, insane matchup with El Desperado and Jun Kasai. I say go out of your way to watch it. I'm going to rewatch it in a little bit here after I'm done with the Raw review on True Hill Heat. And yeah, a lot of people are getting high praise for that one. Looked like a crazy death match. So go out of your way to watch that.
Folks, we'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back. Joel will be back. We will still celebrate the 2025 NBA champion, Oklahoma City Thunder. The parade is going on right now. Looks like a fun time. I'll be catching highlights of that. SP3, let everybody know where they can find you at.
Find me on the Twitter machine at True Heel SP3. You can follow the gang, my peoples, the True Heel Heat on Twitter page as well. I'll be on the True Heel Heat Wrestling YouTube channel in about 35 minutes with Romeo and Top Guy JJ to review last night's Monday Night Raw, where yes, I will once again have another rant about why Seth Rollins keeps cutting the same promo for weeks and why he did not make a damn point last night. And I will be as annoyed as I was here. I promise you. So join us for Rated Raw review at 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time. And of course, I'll be back here on Thursday with, I don't know, he hasn't confirmed yet, Joe Pearl will be joining me, as Jeremy will be with us as he's going to North Carolina to visit the moms, the GOAT, the MVP of yesterday's episode. Got everybody to watch Mondays in the Weeds just for Mama Lambert's call, which is one of my favorite moments in the Weeds history. Go ahead and check that out. And of course, also follow Fightful Select, the best $6 in the game. Go to the Discord and join us tomorrow, as tomorrow afternoon it will be the first ever Worst of the Weeds Saudi Classic Episode 1, DX versus the Brothers of Destruction.
That's right. My mom will probably be on the show on Friday since I'll be visiting her, and I'm going to be doing the show on Friday. My mom will probably show up and make a cameo appearance. That'll be Friday's show, everybody. Tomorrow, MVP. Joel and I will be back. Yes, SP3 and I will have Worst of the Weeds, Brothers of Destruction against DX from Saudi Arabia. Shawn Michaels' last match that he does not count as his last match because he's like,
he does not acknowledge it.
I screwed that one up. I'll let everybody know what time. We're looking at around 2:30, 3 o'clock, I believe, to do that. But it'll be in the Weeds Discord channel on the Fightful Discord. So everyone check that out. Go there. I'll have the link for everybody to watch the match with us. And then it'll be its own separate video up, probably posted on Saturday morning so people can watch that ahead of Night of Champions if you want to put yourself through that. All right, folks. We'll be back tomorrow. Thank you, as always, to SP3. Thank you to Shotzi Blackheart for joining the show, getting into his MLW Summer of the Beast. That is on Thursday. We will have our interview with Yuki probably tomorrow, maybe Thursday, but we will have that interview up for everybody as well. That'll be part of the show. It'll be a separate post as well, but it'll also be airing during the show. So thanks everyone for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow. Bye, everyone.